Y'all gonna sit and chill for a minute.
You just hear the, you can put it on, you can hear the commercial in the background.
1400.
There you go. Show opener. Stand by.
It's 4 p.m. and time for the Chips and Salsa show here
started at 4
on Central
p.m.
City
How about
Radio, King FM.
Your amigos in salsa
Huh?
are in the Monte Gente now.
Yeah.
George Ortiz,
With no time on it.
Alice Lara.
Alright, mics are up now.
Here we are again. It's Saturday, 4 p.m. Central City Radio. The Chips and Salsa show is ready to go. It's Saturday, the 19th of November. It's pre-Thanksgiving. Ooh, how exciting. Oh, how about I'm Alice Lara here with George Ortiz.
And Alacran from the west side, over here on the east side. Scorpion King.
In Tempe, to be exact.
In Tempe.
And we also have Sonia is...
Secret Sonia.
Secret Sonia. She is taking care of our Facebook Live broadcast. Go to Chips, Litter, and Salsa Show and share that, and you can watch us live. She does a wonderful, wonderful job. And also at the helm, taking care of us electronically, the owner of Central City Radio, and our community members, Julia Allison. Woohoo! Incidentally, if you want to do a show, go to centralcityradio.com. Very affordable online network shows available. He's got a whole talk section. That's what King FM is. So I highly recommend it. We've been now 2 years with you, Joanne. Can you believe it?
Oh, we're supposed to have cake and all that stuff today. Was it today or a couple weeks ago? My bad.
Maybe, are we going to be here next week for Thanksgiving? We can do a Thanksgiving.
We'll do a Thanksgiving deal. Yeah.
Special.
What I want to say too, this is for hey. What I want to say too is we're building the Central City program and empire up, and that's why we're inviting other hosts of shows that want to come on our show, or not our show, but want to start their own show, because this is going to be like iHeartRadio, or it's going to be in the future. It's going to be you won't be able to get a slot, so now is the time to get your slot. Because
Absolutely.
they're going to get full. Starting next year, it's going to get full.
It's affordable.
And it's affordable, and it reaches out, because by us Facebooking and YouTubing, starting in January, we'll have the YouTube running up and live. Right now, we transfer our Facebook into the YouTube, so we still YouTube it, but like the next day. Starting next year, we're going to have both venues live, and the show is growing by leaps and bounds. So we've been doing it for 2 years, like Alice said, and it's only growing. So if you want to be part of it, Alice will give you the number to call, and just
You got
call
that
the
number?
I don't.
That's why I give them the website, Central City Radio. You're
Yeah.
also on Facebook too, right?
Yes.
Central City Radio. You can go and Facebook chat him. The cool thing is, I'm an old radio person. I used to do KFYI back in the 90s. And radio is very different now, but we still exist. But we exist online. We're in the 21st century now. Like I was just telling the guys before we went on the air, I hardly, I do a lot through my phone now. I have the TuneIn app, and also Julian has his own app, Central City Radio, so you almost don't even need a radio in your car or your computer anymore, because basically you're carrying around your own little computer.
And you can link that to your car.
And you can link it to your car now too, so many different
Yeah.
ways. But it is a really good way to, if you maybe have something to say. We have a lot of different shows. The Chips and Salsa Show, this is the first time you've ever listened to it. What we are, we're conservative, Republican Latinos. Martin is usually part of our Friday show. He doesn't get to come in and do Saturdays. He's too busy for us. But that's okay. We still continue the show, George and I, and sometimes Luke Smoothie is here too. But we're conservative Latinos. And we do this a lot. Well, why do you have to say you're Latino? Aren't you American? Well, of course, we're Americans first. But we try to show people and give a voice to show that, just because you're a Latino, that doesn't mean you're a Democrat. That doesn't mean you're a liberal. There are a lot of us out there believe it or not. In fact, I think we had more Latinos vote for Trump this time than voted for Mitt Romney, I think, is the statistic right now. We have a really good show. You will not want to miss it. In fact, I think we're going to go 2 hours because our good friend, the Rev, he had to work today, so we're going to do 2 hours, aren't we, George?
Yep, we're going to steal his hour.
Right on. And it's going to be really exciting because we have with us, starting next segment, the president of the ASU College of Republicans, Kevin Calabrese. Woohoo! We sound like we have a theme song for me. And he brought a couple of friends with him, Cody Friedman, get this name right, Eric Kurji. Ah, did I get it right? Okay. So we're gonna bring those guys on in the next segment. We have a lot to talk about, the Trump triumph. We have all kinds of things on campus, things that are happening at the Pence and Hamilton show. Wow, just stuff I didn't even know the whole story on that. So you have to stay tuned on whatever else that happens from here. How are we doing on time there?
Okay.
We're good?
Still, at least like a minute and a half.
Oh, okay, good. We still got a minute and a half. All right, I think I covered all the bases. I do want to encourage you, though, if you go to Central City Radio, you can listen to last week's show. Last week we had Jesse Romero, and he is a Catholic evangelical, and he was a Democrat, became a Republican, and he wrote Knocked Off the Donkey, Rural No More. And I just got to listen to the show, and it was really good. You just go to centralcityradio.com, and you find our show, the Lee King FM, and the podcast, and you can listen to the show. Also, KFNX, last night we had a very good show. We got to talk to one of our electors, and that is Jim O'Connor. And as you may have heard, in Arizona and other places too, the left, the Democrats, are pounding the electors, trying to get them not to vote for Trump. And Jim O'Connor said he had 2,200 emails. I mean, that's how much they're...
That was Wednesday, yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah, that was on Wednesday.
And
They were
then,
harassing him.
yeah, when he got home, he had 2,700 emails. And that's, what happens is, they gave all of the electors' email out, their address, and their phone numbers out. So they got people calling from, organizations trying to...
All the personal
harass-
information.
yeah, trying
So
to
don't
harass
go
them.
away, because we have a lot to talk about, and we'll be back here on Central City Radio, King FM. I'm Alice Lara with
Hothead.
the Chips and Salsa show continues. Ooh, just me.
Yeah.
1 second.
Especially an hour, minute earlier. I think it's off.
It's gonna be on Hot Light now.
So we can see it.
Right now we're on. But the Facebook is still on.
Facebook is still on. It's Twitter in.
Never ends.
Yeah, we usually start in a few minutes later. I know. Yeah.
Those are stuff we don't see.
Yeah.
But you can usually do a 1 minute warning.
But I wanted to give you an extra minute because this will be a 4-minute stop set.
We should change this to 4 segments. And you can do it like the other next
What works better?
4 segments.
I always like to go after what the big boys do it. I think they have
4.
3 stop sets, about 4 segments. I think the big boys do. Yep. About 4. Who we got here? We have 5 segments.
Yeah.
I think it should be about 4.
You're making more lots of new commercials.
Because we're going to let a million people try Proactive Plus risk-free and get 2 free gifts and also receive free
Well, just when you started the show again, maybe like that.
Yeah, for a new year.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, before vacation, let's redo everything. Let's get, at least you guys recorded the new intro. If there's any new music you want,
I want to
Do you
do,
have that Trump?
you want to come in with that?
I want to do the military moment again. I want to do help segment again. We can do those 2 segments, those 2 things.
I know, we still gotta get our military.
And, I think people like us for those segments that we did. We'll go
Yeah, you want to have the extra time to do it. Get you 2 hours. You
You
want to have
guys,
the
we're
time.
gonna be looking for an intern. If you know anybody that needs credit for an internship. We can't pay anything, unfortunately, but we'll feed you once in a while, and it's a lot of
What they learn is
Yeah,
that it's
feed you, bring
valuable
some feed.
because, let's say you guys come in and do a radio program, they could come in and help you since they know
Some
you.
chips and salsa.
Chips and salsa? I gotta do that again.
She's going with the
I still don't get
filming.
to out the fridge though.
She learned the board.
I don't think it's good anymore.
They go down
No.
and they, sometimes we'll have
It's alright, I'll make more. I'll give you some.
That.
either
Oh,
Twitter or
and Morrow's holiday.
something.
I'll be making. Which one did you like?
your Twitter. The other thing too is, if you have some millennials present.
You like the oatmeal chocolate chip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there was another one I liked. I forgot though.
And they could even get
I
gift
can,
It's still up there. You want
I'll
that?
take that. I'll make, cause I made the chocolate wagon wheels last year too. The little chocolate ones.
Yeah, do that too. That's right. I think I like those too. Those are dope.
Yeah, because I used to, when we had the Oliver show, we had a 2-hour program. We had a girl who was interning in one of the schools called,
You go back in.
what was the name of the girl who was talking?
Oh, Kennedy.
Kennedy,
Yeah.
they call it Kennedy's All-Stars.
All right, it's about 30 seconds left.
She was interviewing people at the school, so we gave her a little segment, and she got into it. Every week we said, okay, this is Kennedy's All-Stars.
That one girl who was here like for the first show they did here.
You replaced her.
And she had her friends calling in.
She got mad though. For some reason.
It was pretty good.
Yeah,
She thought this
she thought I took her place.
No, I'm pretty busy. So
Huh?
I wouldn't be able to do that.
10 seconds. Stand by. Yeah, I want to talk about that one. I need no more. That one. All right, here we go.
For more chips and salsa. Well, sir, while I may not agree with what you say, I'll defend to the death your right to say it.
A surprise for you here on the Chips and Salsa Show. Alice Donna and George Ortiz. I think that everyone's going to fire it up right now.
Oh,
Are you going to fire up that song for us? Thought it was on.
I forgot.
Turkey. Oops, Thanksgiving. He doesn't know too. Here it is.
What's that?
He's playing it. Ruben Obed, who's a friend of the show, and he's just a good friend. This Latino's going to vote for Trump. Well, he wrote a song, a victory song for Trump. So we played it last night. He did a really nice job of it. I like the chorus that's coming from here. Here we go. Just go. Just got Trump.
So for dry your tears.
Yeah, we're gonna try to play that all the way. So pack your tears, man. Pack your tears. Dry your tears and suck it up.
Suck it
Dry your
up.
tears and suck it up and try and learn the words. Pack your bags and head on out because all these celebrities are really we're waiting.
Yeah.
None of them have left yet. This is the Chips and Salsa Show. I'm Alice Nada here with the
Okay.
So join us on Facebook, Chips, letter N, Salsa Show. We also have a website if you'd like to go there for people who don't do Facebook or something. They can go to Chips, letter N, Salsa Show and find us there on centralcityradio.com FM. I know it sounds complicated, but really it's not. We have a really special show today. We have some wonderful millennials from ASU, Arizona State University. And first off, I'm going to introduce Kevin Calabrese. How are you, Kevin?
I'm doing really well.
Great. It's great to have you here. I know you've been on our Friday night show. And Kevin is the president of ASU College Republicans. Do I have that right?
That's correct.
Great. Welcome. I'm going to go ahead and introduce the other two. Also, we have Cody Freeland,
Thank you. Glad to be back.
kind of sharing the microphones here. He is the vice president for ASU College Republicans. And these guys are opinionated or what. And they've been on our show before. We have a new voice, too. And that is Arif, I messed the first name up, didn't I? Arif Kurji.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming. He is the director of membership for ASU College Republicans. I'm so glad you guys are here. We love talking to millennials. I think that the millennials are our future. Unfortunately, baby boomers, we kind of mess things up. We didn't pay enough attention. So now I'm sorry, guys, but it's up to you to save our country. And we're going to still be around to help, but there's a big burden that's coming because we're kind of turkeys about that. There's my turkey. All right, well, let's start out first of all. We're going to have 2 hours, so we have a lot to talk about. If you want to go on Facebook, if you have a question for anybody, go on our Facebook site, Chips and Salsa Show, and ask these guys. So many things to talk about. Let's see. Let's first talk about some issues, and then we'll come back and we can talk about ASU College Republicans. Let's start off with that a little bit. Kevin, give us a background. How many members? What are you guys doing? Are you going strong now with the Trump turnout?
Sure. So, it's been a really awesome year for us. Basically, our club meets once a week, and in the fall semester, we've had speakers from political offices, elected officials come and speak to us, and then we've also done a lot of activities to help get out the vote. We've done tabling on campus to spread the word about Trump, handing out Trump posters, stickers, and in addition to that, we've done phone calls, door knocking, all kinds of great
You
stuff.
guys are busy. How many members do you have?
So our membership, we have about 55 people that usually show up to our meetings, and we've had some meetings where we had the NRA, for example, and we had 75 show up. So there's been a lot of enthusiasm this year, and I think part of that really has to do with Donald Trump. He's been a really exciting candidate and now an exciting president-elect, and that's really helped get a lot of conservative millennials excited about the political process.
So that's pretty impressive to have 55 members that are showing up for the meetings. Now, can I be a member? Is that possible?
Well,
The auxiliary members?
the public is welcome to attend our meetings, and they can check out our website at asurepublicans.com, as we always have what we have doing and what we have coming up next on there. So yeah, it's open to
So
the
I can
public.
attend.
Oh yeah, we're a very inclusive organization. All are
So
welcome.
You need to be a student of ASU College. What is another college? Somebody from New Mexico State University wants to be members of an auxiliary type thing?
So there's a lot of schools around the valley, even community colleges, for example. They don't have their own college Republicans chapters, so they're always welcome to come and join and get involved.
Now, I should have been asking the membership person about
Yeah.
that, right?
I'm the director of membership, yes.
Okay, and what does it cost to be a member?
Oh, it's $10. That covers the whole year, so we use it to buy pizza, things like that. You know, hopefully get some high-profile speakers in for next semester. And yeah.
How many ladies do you have?
Well, we need to work on that. I mean, I would say it's still in the single digits, but I think double digits. That's our goal by the end of that semester.
Well, yeah, I think you should work on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so next time we have you back. Okay, so ladies out there, you know there are a lot of women college Republicans. I bet like our women's clubs, a lot of Republicans don't even really have women's clubs, women Republican clubs. So I bet that's a case for you guys as well.
Now, to add on to that, the Young Democrats at ASU, they also have a larger male to female ratio. I think it's just kind of and it shouldn't be this way, but I think there are maybe some more males that are interested in politics than females. But we're working on, getting everybody interested in the political process. So that's one of our goals.
And I know that you guys are just really busy. And when I see your Facebook page, you're everywhere, and you're very politically active. All of you, are you all old enough to vote, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And why do you think? I'm going to give you 30 seconds for each. You are a Republican versus a Democrat.
Well, to start off with, I'm an individualist, not a collectivist, and I don't like the idea of socialism. I think capitalism has done a lot of great things for our country and other countries that have adopted that. So I think I'm a Republican because I believe in the Constitution, I believe in freedom and liberty, and I think this is the best political party out there to progress those values, or to continue those values.
So you've always been a Republican when you registered to vote, was Republican?
Yeah.
You were born a Republican?
Well, yeah, when I was in the womb, I was pretty Republican as well. So.
Came out with a big R on your shoulder.
Yeah, they knew right away that I was Republican.
Cody, what about you, buddy?
Okay, well, pretty much he took everything I was going to say, but...
Okay, hug the mic a little bit.
But yeah, no, I pretty much agree with Kevin. I believe in free markets. I believe in the Constitution. First and Second Amendment are the two big ones. After all, I do believe that you can't have the first without the second. All that stuff. But also, I'm a big personal responsibility kind of person. And I believe that the Republicans do have, I don't know what the word would be, but they value personal responsibility over blaming everyone else for their problems, and that's what I kind of like about the Republicans.
That is a big one, self-reliance, personal responsibility. It's a huge one. All right, sir, it's up to you, membership.
Yeah, I've always been a Republican. I believe in low taxes. I believe that the welfare state is not a great idea. I believe in pulling up your own pants along the lines of personal responsibility. And the other second biggest factor is the Republican Party is now the pro-law enforcement party. The Democrat Party is very anti-law enforcement, very anti-cop, and I believe law and order is essential to having a great nation where everyone can thrive. So law enforcement is a big factor.
Good. What country are you from?
I'm of Indian descent. My grandparents are all born in India.
They were
Yeah.
born in India, but you were born here?
I was born here, yes.
Okay, so did they instill in you values that you believe in, like being respectful to law enforcement?
Absolutely, yeah.
Go out and earn a living and support a family, all those conservative values that we
Yeah,
believe in.
education is very important. Authority is very important. I always say serve, ma'am, show respect. Always comply with orders whether you agree with them or not.
I have a lot of Indian customers
Yeah.
that have a business, and they own the businesses, and they're very, very respectful of people's rights. And I'm glad to see that you. What are you taking at the university at this time?
I'm majoring in statistics. I want to be an actuary when I graduate.
Oh, what?
Actuary. It's generally you work for insurance companies.
Oh,
It's very
okay.
mathematically based.
Oh,
Yeah.
got me on that one. Actuary.
You learned a new word,
I
George.
know. Actuary.
Hey, that's a good idea. Let's see your major and why you're majoring in that.
Okay, going back on...
Republicanism, right?
Yeah, yeah, I wish. Going back on what Aria said about pro-law enforcement, I am a criminal justice major.
Oh, okay.
I do want to go into law enforcement once I graduate. I applied to Glendale PD. I think I failed by 1 point though, but yeah, and to go back, that's also another big reason I'm a Republican and why Donald Trump attracted me is he basically said hey, we're going to respect our law enforcement again, and we're not going to give room for these criminals to do whatever they want. So.
Excellent. All right, got about 20 seconds, sir.
Okay, so I'm a business major specializing in logistics management and food industry management. So if there's a way to tie that into Republican beliefs and value, and yeah, I mean, businesses are the base of our country here, and especially small businesses.
Absolutely.
And I think that the proposals that Trump has put forward for eliminating regulations is going to help
Awesome.
create more jobs.
We're gonna be right back with more of the Chips and Salsa Show here on Central City Radio.
Okay.
Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, this
Okay,
commercial
That
is
clock
pretty
is
good.
right though, right? The seconds.
Yeah.
Because that's what I need.
22. Yeah, the battery's still fresh.
Could you bring? We're just gonna bring the next one. Could you do the one truth?
One truth? Yes.
We'll do the same one.
Don't let me forget one truth.
Yes, fly
We'll do that,
and save a lot of money on your plane tickets.
Don't forget, George, use the intro. Here's our, sponsor, One Truth, Chips and Salsa. Here's a piece of their stuff now. Then I'll turn you off, pop them back up, and play up until at least through the hook.
You're gonna pay a little portion, and then I'll open it up.
What you're gonna do? Yeah, you're gonna come in as soon as you hear that first note. Go ahead and do and just use that intro time. I think it was 10 seconds of it. Just say, all right, here's the sponsor, One Truth,
And then,
Chips and Salsa Show.
and then you do it, then I could talk about them after.
Yeah, and then after you hear some of the music, I'll bring it down, and then you start to do the rest of your deal.
I personally know this.
All right, so this is the second spot. Okay.
And Jeffrey Jablonski. Their team is special
1-800
agents that specialize in first-time home buyers, investors. Nice.
What's that?
We want to kiss your business card. Always good to know your home values.
Oh, yeah.
Your main home. Check out their website.
You not noticed that? Put that up there.
There's also a
Time ago. Like this.
I'm trying to share it on all the pages that I'm in admin. Call Jessica or Jeffrey at the Jablonski Real Estate Group, 480-420-3777. That's the Jablonski Real Estate Group, 480-420-3777. Tell them to the Salsa Crew.
What are you going to do with your old
All right,
car?
1 minute.
You can try selling it. You could junk it,
Can't find
or
mine.
you can donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-639-8620. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It'll be towed away
that's a
for
liberal
free,
nature.
and you'll be
That's the
celebrating.
liberal party,
That's a
man.
little party.
Heritage for the
that's
Blind
the
is a
liberal
nonprofit
part, yeah.
organization
That's
that
when I
helps
used to be a
visually impaired
Democrat.
live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car. And as a special thank you for
the day
calling,
after the election,
you'll
my
receive a
husband
free
used to
3-day
take my
vacation
trust
voucher to many
Oh yeah,
exciting locations.
it's worse now than it would have been even before.
I think after he gets inaugurated, and people see that he's,
All right, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
yeah, and I think it'll get better.
Right, George.
Plus,
And
you
everybody's
get a
gonna wanna
free
be
vacation
comfortable.
voucher. Call now,
Yeah.
1-800-639-8620.
red
That's
hats on.
1-800-639-8620.
All right, stand by. George, you're on.
Welcome back to the Chips and Salsa Show. This is Jorge and my co-host Alice Lana,
Getting our walk on this afternoon.
with a bunch of youngins here,
Oh, the millennials.
millennials.
They're so old.
This segment's brought to you by one of our sponsors, One Truth, and here's a little bit of their. Okay. Anyway, it's brought to you by One Truth with J.C. Gonzalez, and he's a lead singer, and they're a progressive rock group from Virginia, and they're on iTunes. Just go to iTunes, listen to their music. Their hit song is Inferno, but they have like maybe 6, 7 other songs, and they have a tribute to Prince. Download some of those songs.
Have you written a
Check
book
them out. Check them out, and you will see that you kind of like people just get used to their song, and just the rhythm.
You know what I like about their music? It appeals to a lot of different age groups.
Yes.
And JC's like, is he 30? He's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
30. Just a tremendous voice, and they also produce wonderful videos of better than MTV quality. Very, very professional.
Yeah, and they're all on iTunes. Go to iTunes or look them up on Facebook if you want to check them out first under One Truth, J.C. Gonzalez, and you will see that they have a whole biography there. And then go to iTunes and check out their music. They are our sponsor. They've been our sponsors for a long time, and we like to promote them. And in the future, we'll play one of their songs.
And you know what, too? If you'd like to be a new sponsor, we're always looking for sponsors.
Exactly.
And we'll give you a lot of love. And just give us a call, or you can send it to my email, Alice, A-L-I-C-E, at chips_and-salsashow.com.
And now back to our guest here.
Here's a test. Say their names.
I need a.
We have Kevin Calabrese.
Kevin. Where are you from?
So I was originally born in Cleveland, Ohio, and then in 2008 I moved to Cave Creek, Arizona, and that's where my family lives now.
That's where the Hall of Fame is.
Oh yeah, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, great place. So I went to high school in Cave Creek, and then now I live in Scottsdale.
Oh, okay. And Cody, where are you from?
I was born and raised in the Democratic People's Republic of California. Los Angeles, to be specific.
Is that what that LA hat that he has on is?
Yeah.
Are you from Whittier? Where are you from?
I'm actually from Lancaster. It's
Lancaster.
it's probably about an hour away from Magic Mountain.
Oh,
But no,
yeah.
I was born and raised in California, Southern California to be specific.
You gonna stay in Arizona after you graduate?
Most likely. It just depends where I get a job at.
Oh, okay.
So.
Your family's all out there in California?
Most of my family is from California, but I have grandparents from my father's side that do live in Sun City.
Oh, okay.
So it's great to have family up here in Arizona. And then my dad wants to move to Arizona too, so
Oh, okay.
yeah.
It's nice out here.
Yeah, not during August, but like right now it's perfect.
We'll take all the California conservatives we can, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Gurji?
I was born in Lexington, Kentucky, but
Oh,
moved when I was little, to Florida. So I grew up in the Orlando area.
So how did you end up coming out here?
They have a good actuarial program over here, and I wanted to get out of state.
Does your family live in Florida now, or they live
Yeah,
in
most in Florida and in the Houston area also. I have
okay.
family there.
In Houston?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, in your group, about how many members did you say you have now?
So it fluctuates, especially now that people are getting busy with finals. We have less than we did at the beginning of the year, but probably like I said before, maybe between 45 and 55. So.
And you guys meet on a regular basis, like monthly, or?
We do. We try to meet weekly. Of course, different things come up, like holidays, so sometimes we don't have a meeting every week.
Do you try to have speakers there?
Oh yeah, yeah. We brought in a lot of elected officials this semester, and the reason for that is because a lot of them were campaigning, and a lot of them were looking for volunteers and interns. So moving on into the spring, of course, there's going to be less candidates looking for help. So we're going to probably focus more on bringing in ideological speakers, and, you know, things like that. Speakers that will really remind us why we're conservative.
No, when you get your speakers too, let me know. You probably have some kind of a, I don't know if you send out an email or what, because I'm really bad about trying to go keep up with everybody's Facebook site.
Sure.
And we'd love to promote that for you.
Oh, yeah.
Or shoot me a text, probably the best way, just to shoot me a text to do that. I wanted to ask you guys about some political issues. So are you ready to get your conservative on?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I bet you are. I know you're very
Right.
opinionated. Talked to Cody and Kevin before, you know, I'm sure that Harris can be that way too. One of the things that I want to ask about is, and George actually, you brought this up yesterday, you're saying that Obama is thinking about pardoning the Dreamers, or was asked to do that?
The Dreamers, I don't know if they have a representative that represents them, and they're saying that they want Obama to pardon 700,000 Dreamers before he leaves office. You think that's logical, or what would that lead to?
What's a Dreamer exactly?
A Dreamer is somebody brought over across, well, somebody actually that was born here from Spanish
They
parents.
may have actually even been brought
Well,
over.
some of them are brought
in Mexico City, let's say, and the parents came here illegally and brought their child. Because if you're born here, you are a citizen. So they weren't born here.
So they were raised here, and they call themselves Dreamers because they're going to school. They're going. Their parents are illegal, but yet they call themselves Dreamers. And
Yes, we just want to know, what do you think about that? Do you think that's fair? I mean, one of the things that I think about is, you know, if you're 2 years old, your parent brings you over here, you know, and this is all you know. All you know is America. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, well, it's really tough because I'm sure they all love this country as much as we do, especially if you started living here from a young age. So that is really tough.
not all of them.
But you mean some of them that were brought in when they were in their teens?
Well, some of them.
Yeah, where's the cutoff at 18? What they're going to say?
Well, it's because I've known some that are taking law enforcement in school through college, I don't know, loan program, and I've asked them, you know, are you willing to? These are like 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, and they say, well, I'm a Mexican. I owe allegiance to Mexico. I would never take the oath to become a U.S. citizen. I said, but you're here. You're using our program,
Yeah.
and you're going to be a law enforcement officer, and you're not going. And you're not willing to take. Nope. And they're dead set against it. So it's like there are some that would like to become citizens and would like to take that oath, but there's some that don't. So you got a division. So how do you divide that? How do you say everybody's pardoned when you got half to want, or not half, but a lot they want to say, I'm Mexican only, I'm Mexican descent, and you know, Mexican is my flag. You know,
Right. Well, we have work visas, student visas, so there are ways for them to be productive residents of the United States without gaining citizenship. So I think that's a way of finding a middle ground here between just flat out saying, look, you know, going to Mexico or whatever country, you know, deported.
Yeah, because it could be from Salvador, San Salvador, to
Right.
Brazil.
Yeah, I think it's best for the people who were brought here when they were 2 or 3 years old to have a work visa or student visa.
So should they be pardoned? But the whole bunch of them?
I mean, pardoned as in given citizenship?
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't think they should get citizenship. No.
We'll be right back with the Chips and Salsa show. We're going to go into a short break, and we'll be right back. And we may even play the One Truth song when we come in.
I'm going out.
Go in. Stay tuned.
Yeah, we could talk more about this.
So you mean pardoned as in they would be going to jail if they weren't pardoned? I mean...
Because pardon means that
Well, it's a misdemeanor.
any crime that you did,
For cheap flights
the
or
president
cheap
can pardon
tickets?
So like right now, I can say, Carolyn,
Call
it's like,
the low-cost
think about you
airline
know,
travel hotline now
you're
for
part of
prices.
the.
Didn't we play that one true song last week?
I forgot.
Forgot.
Yeah.
But for some reason it didn't play. It must have been moved. I must have moved it.
That would mess it up.
Yeah, because if a file is moved, like for instance, this pulls from wherever the file is located. So let's just say this song is located in songs section, right? In a songs folder. And I move that file out of the songs folder into chips and salsa folder. It won't play.
Okay. So it has to be in the original
It has to be
folder.
wherever folder it's in, the original time. It has to be there. I think I must have moved
Embassy is probably the thing that should
accidentally because it didn't play.
Almost to
It
me,
showed it
when
being
you-
there. It was free for future reference. It's still the same spot.
And I just think like
When I hit click to play,
it could be a
it
waste
did
of
play.
good productive.
So how would you get it on there? Though? You have to go
So
find it.
what I did was I found it. I really actually just re-downloaded. I have it up in the Chips and Salsa folder in the Google Drive. I just re-downloaded it. Then I placed it in a folder that I know will always be there. And then from that folder, bang, put it in there.
Yeah.
I think it's almost better to take it by the list like you said.
So yes,
So just how immigration kind of
I don't know what happened.
I was on this
I'm
panel.
like, wait a minute.
And
Why is it playing?
this guy was so he asked me to
So how did you end up doing both last week?
I did half of the show, the first half, and then after that I turned it off so I couldn't listen to
This is
it.
something that Obama has done,
Gotcha.
it's for the dreamers.
All right, 1 minute.
Someone to look after your pet, but don't want
Yeah, it's impossible to control.
And I was like, I can't do this, and I just turn it off.
And you know,
I'm gonna have to see if I can do it on the computer with the camera. It'd be easier just to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it that
Or
way than
stay.
I don't know, because if I'd have to do it so I can see, I'd turn it a little bit once in a while.
he has more
I'm sorry, we already talked about that. Yeah.
If there was a stand I could buy, I could like place here where it catches everybody.
That's it. Oh, yeah.
It's a tough thing, that's why I wanted
So all that's for is to drive into the
Yeah,
app.
when you
Really.
guys mentioned that if you're
To
going
drive
to
into.
no in-state tuition, download the app. I mean that doesn't make any sense.
All right, 15 seconds.
He's from Florida and he doesn't get in-state tuition here. Why should somebody?
Thousands of dog lovers who rely on Rover. It's fast, it's easy,
No, we just keep
and
on
your
the same
first night
subject.
is free. Go to
Because you guys should have.
All right, stand by.
Rover.com.
And of course you can listen to every Saturday, we're here at 4 p.m., the Chips and Salsa Show. I'm Alice Lotta-Wood.
Hold head.
The helm is Mr. Julian Allison.
What?
And Facebook live broadcast. We have a wonderful panel of guests here today. We have 3 young men, millennials, from ASU College Republicans. And we're talking about the Dreamers, and let's keep on kind of that topic because this is a big thing for me. A long time ago when the 1070 came out, I remember sitting and having coffee with a friend of mine who, man, they just, you know, it was perfectly fine. They thought anybody that was here, all the calls, people that were illegal here, the young kids, if they wanted to go to ASU, they should be able to pay the same in-state tuition as anybody else. No, I don't agree with that because my nephew who lives in another state, why are you giving him, who is a citizen of the United States, you're making him pay out-of-state tuition? I think you have an opinion on that, don't you? Who wants to go first?
Okay, Cody.
You
I
gotta
guess
stay
I'll
with-
go first, yeah. So yeah, I do disagree with that. I think it's kind of weird that, you know, someone who isn't even a citizen of the country gets in-state tuition.
What is tuition right now?
I have no idea, but I am an
Scholarship.
Yeah.
$25,000
Scholarship,
out of
yeah.
state.
Yeah,
25,000
For
out
out
of
of
state.
state,
Yeah.
it's around
I think
10K
it's
for
around-
in-state.
Now,
Yeah.
believe it or not, since I am from California, I think it was actually cheaper for me to go to school here than it was if I were to go to, like, I don't know, UCLA, for example.
Even
just
the
'cause-
out-of-state tuition was cheaper here in
Yes,
Arizona? Wow.
yes. Well, that's what liberal policies will do to you. So,
And
but
it's hot over here, so you gotta take the heat.
yeah, obviously. But yeah, I do disagree with that. Yes.
Did you have an opinion? So you
I
paid
mean, I
25
totally disagree, yeah. I mean, I'm out of state. I'm a U.S. citizen. I have to pay the full out-of-state rate. Anyone that's not a citizen should definitely not be getting in-state rates. I mean, Jeb Bush was a big supporter when he was governor of Florida of giving in-state tuition to illegal aliens. And so when you have policies like that, you'll lose the Republican primary.
And he did, didn't
Yeah.
he? So what is the law in
Yeah.
Arizona? I think they have to pay out-of-state tuition. Do you know?
To my knowledge, yeah, it's out-of-state tuition, but there has been a lot of pressure from student activists who want it to be in-state tuition for those who are not citizens.
For the dreamers.
Yeah,
For the Dreamers, yeah.
which
So the
all
Dreamers-
three of us disagree with.
So the Dreamers, I wonder what they're charged, because technically they might have been residents of Arizona, but the Dreamer just gives them a legal status. They can stay here without being deported. So I wonder what they probably, I bet they pay in-state tuition, which
I think they.
it's kind of unfair.
I think they get scholarship from Obama Tech.
Obama Tech. Well, but you know, you bring up a good point, because there's I can't remember which university it was, but I know that they really just didn't care, because what would happen is, even though they were dreamers or illegally, they were illegal. At that point they had an illegal status. There were enough people that would pay for their tuition. And I'm like, you know what? If they want to pay out-of-state tuition, all right, we'll take the money.
You mean people?
The government.
Oh,
pays for
Oh,
it.
this was a
Okay.
nonprofit, actually, that I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
nonprofits can do whatever they want. That's great. I mean, that's what Republicans are all about, is voluntarism. So
But I think they were, a majority of them are being paid through, I think the government is paying their way to the college.
Is that? Do you guys know if that's true? If they're able to get government assistance?
I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
Because this guy,
Not
he
really
was,
sure.
you know, he was taking a course and it was being paid for by the government. As long as he attended class and had so many, what is it,
Credits?
credits per semester, and he took them, then he was entitled to that.
Okay,
Well, we're
here's-
also in favor of bringing education back to the state level and really just getting rid of the federal government's overreach into education. So
You are a dreamer, but not that kind of dreamer.
yeah, I'm dreaming of small government and low taxes and
Limited government?
low regulations.
Or-
Not more.
So, do they still, just to change the subject a little bit?
Before
are
you
they-
change the subject, though, I want to give you guys a homework assignment, because I think it'd be really good to have a guest on who could address all these issues. Maybe you bring them
Okay.
back, find someone who could tell us, you know, the laws right now, and maybe statistics of how many students take advantage of that or don't. Okay, that's a homework assignment for you.
All right.
Professor Alice.
I lost my frame of thought.
Professor Frame of thought?
Yes.
I'm sorry, did I mess you up?
Oh, I know what I was gonna say.
How about train of thought? You put frame of thought's kind
Frame
of
of
pretty
thought,
cool.
yeah. Are they still protesting every day? Do you see a lot of that on
I don't know about on a daily basis, but it seems like, yes, protests are still continuing. People who are upset about Donald Trump winning the election. So,
Do they have dogs on campus to comfort them?
the safe space puppies. Yeah, I think they were considering that. Yeah.
I got a question. I saw some of those protests. I got a question. And how many of those protesters do you think even voted or even registered to vote?
Well, I can answer that. I mean, if you look at all these protesters, they were the people who didn't vote. Colin Kaepernick, for all his complaining about police brutality, has never voted in his life. I think the 70% of people who quote unquote protested in Portland, they never voted. Basically, I just think these people are just, I don't know, they're just angry for no reason. So.
And do they even know what they're talking about, or have you ever talked to any of them and tried to get into their head?
I actually wrote I was kind of bending, so I kind of wrote an essay on it. But basically, I just think these people need to grow up. They talk about how Donald Trump is going to divide the country, but then they call half of America racist, bigots, xenophobes, and sort of whatever phobes, you know, just for voting for Trump. Like, you're not going to divide the country when you're alienating the other half. So, and basically, I think that's why Donald Trump won. Non-racists were getting tired of these know-it-all, entitled people calling them racists.
And it's not, and it wasn't true. The people, they weren't being racist. They were just speaking their mind, and people were turning it around and saying they were racist, you know, and it is not fair to a whole segment of society when you start calling everybody deplorables, a basket of deplorables, racist, because they speak out against Obama or his policies. We have the right in this country, everybody has a right in this country to speak your mind. Everybody's in America. They're not racist. I have the right to, if Trump's not doing his job as president, when he's elected president, I have the right to speak up. I'm not a racist against him. I'm just against what his policy, and his policy's not working for the average person like myself. Now, I believe Trump is going to do everything, including cooking apple pie. But
Okay. First of all, you bake an apple pie. Maybe he's going to cook it though.
I was going to mention too, one of the things that Barack Obama was saying, President Barack Obama was saying before the election was that don't complain, vote. Well,
Yeah.
nobody listened to him apparently because they're all complaining still, but they didn't even vote.
Great
So,
point.
Did you guys see? Yeah, that is a great point. Did you see that Schumer had made a speech and he's talking about, you know, maybe they're focusing, because the focus has been on minorities and women, and maybe they need to be more inclusive. Did you guys see that at all?
I didn't see, but can't expect anything intelligent from Chuck Schumer or his cousin Amy Schumer, who's just a mess.
Are they
He's a
cousins?
mess.
Oh my
Yeah,
Like, I
cousins.
think they're like niece and uncle. I'm not sure, but they're related. Yeah.
yeah, and the funny thing too is that everyone's blaming the large corrupt Democratic establishment for the reason why Hillary lost, but Chuck Schumer still wants to lead the Senate. It doesn't make any sense.
And just to go back on what Kevin said about, you know, you know how the liberals saying that Hillary lost because it was rigged, all that stuff. And this is my main problem with the Democratic Party. If they would have listened to their voters and elected who they wanted, aka Bernie Sanders, there's not a doubt in my mind we would be talking about President Sanders, not
Really?
President Trump.
You think that Bernie Sanders would?
Oh yeah,
I think it would have
yeah.
been very
Corrupt.
close. I think,
Uh-huh.
I think it would have been very
But
close.
again, that's the main problem with liberals and big government in general. You know, we know better than you do, so we're gonna pick the candidate that you should vote for, not the candidate that you want.
Totally understand and hear that. Absolutely. Okay, we're down to like 1 minute of this.
And this is from millennials, you know.
Well, these are smart millennials.
These are smart.
Thinking millennials.
I'm flattered.
They're the leaders, the future leaders of the Republican
I am
Party.
depending so much on you guys because, you know, you are our future. I know you keep saying that, and it's really true because aren't the millennials the biggest voting bloc now?
They are, and I think it's unfortunate that the voter turnout was so low for millennials in Arizona. I believe it was 15% voter turnout for millennials versus 26% from the previous presidential election. And I know that one of the reasons why Donald Trump might have won was because there was a low millennial turnout, but at the same time, I think people shouldn't be complaining if they didn't even vote.
You're so right. Listen, we're not going to complain so much, but we are going to talk some more here on the Chips and Salsa Show with Alice Lada and George Ortiz. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
That was good. That was a good
It was
segment.
fast.
Yeah, it does go fast.
But today,
I remember the first time we did this, I think it was like a 30-minute segment. I felt like I was on mic for like 5.
Yeah, it flies by.
That flies by.
Yeah, and then you have 3 people too.
Let's see, so...
Is there a particular topic too that you want to
clock.
because
I'm working on the format clock already.
I do want to still talk about the University of West.
You're gonna
Well,
start
do
that
you want
next
to talk
week.
about like policies, or do you
Probably
want
should
to talk
start at the
about
beginning of the
like
year.
Oh,
just
okay.
how
Maybe
roles as college
test it,
conservatives, basically?
And we have this and another hour. Why don't we do that?
We were kind of hoping we can talk more about, you know, we're kind of minorities in the sense we're college conservatives. I think
Does it matter how
we'd
many
like to
times
talk
you play a
about
certain
that.
commercial they
Yeah, I
are?
know, it's like on college
So you just
basis
drag
and
it
stuff.
or-
I just drag it.
Do
I
you
try to
think-
space them out as much as
What do you
possible,
think,
but
Penny? I should
no, it
ask
don't
this
matter.
The percentage
Not at all.
of students that are Republican versus Democrat.
Obviously, at some point, we'll
I don't
pay
know.
more
Actually,
attention
I
when
think
there's
there was
more
a big,
paid.
I think there was a big gap, but also I think there were a lot of students who just don't even care.
How many did I just put in?
That's the second one.
The second one, okay.
Now, Trump becomes president and people start seeing the
That's what I can show you too. Teach you how to do. Every month we have affidavits. They gotta upload.
You think more people want to
Those are for spots that are played. I just do a general. Yeah, I just usually do a general. Some people we play. I don't really keep track of too well. Like for instance, how do you keep track of this? This is
I don't
Dragon
know. I
Ball.
think it just depends on.
All right, 1 minute. 1 minute. So,
people will come into your table.
I just have this regular template I upload to them, and then
Oh yeah, and you
they make some. Because we should be getting paid through
Well,
these
I think the
spots,
big thing
but
is
we need more
people
listening.
are kind of afraid to admit.
Which
they like
reminds
Trump.
me to bring up flyers.
That's why all
I
the
just
polls got it wrong.
Yeah, we're trying to get a lot more of
designed
that.
some flyers.
But to me, I
And when
I
you
think
saw
what
the
happens
George
is
and
if they
Alex,
see someone else
they'll
supporting
come in
Trump,
next week.
they aren't as apprehensive of showing
Don't
their
let me
support.
forget.
That's why I say I think maybe your organization might take
All right.
better.
Yeah, that's why we try to get out there and promote ourselves.
15 seconds. Dougie Fresh on. All right, stand by.
Which of the Latin countries are you from? The one with the civil war, the one with the cocaine, or the one with the fancy
And
hat?
with the cocaine.
George is the one with the cocaine, I'm the one with fancy hats, and the turkey in the background.
Did you say George and cocaine in the same sentence?
Don't
Cocaine.
watch them.
We are here on the Chips and Salsa show, and we've just got a really great show today. We are fortunate to have 3 millennials from ASU College Republicans. We got the president, we got the vice president, we got the membership director. And really, you need to watch the Facebook Live because we have sometimes there's even better stuff on when we're on the break. We're talking about things. And one of the things we were talking about, I was asking them what percentage they thought were Democrats on campus versus Republicans. And did any of you have kind of a guess?
Yeah, so there's definitely a majority Democrats, I'd imagine. But that being said, I think that ASU is one of the better universities for conservatives, just because unlike the UC schools and some of the schools in the West and East Coast, Arizona is more of a Republican state, and we've also had a lot of support from the ASU administration for conservatives. I mean, they've been pretty fair for any political ideology, but one of the biggest things that's happening when Matt Salmon retires, he's going to be joining the team at ASU, and he's going to be working as the Vice President of Government Affairs.
Oh, is
So
that
I mean,
right?
that's nice to see. I mean, that's progress
That's kind of
for our
neat.
movement.
And we also wondered, George kind of brought this up too, so, you know, we have our Chips and Salsa show, and a lot of the reason that we have it is because we are Latinos, and we want to show that there are Latinos who are Republicans and conservatives have a voice. So the fact that you're out there, just at least when you have that organization, that says a lot. And are you able to influence people when you're out there?
Oh yeah, I think we can. I think we mentioned on our last show we had our little orientation. We had a bunch of Trump stuff out, and people just flocked to it. I think the big issue is with this whole election is people like Trump, but you know they're afraid to openly suggest it. I think when they see other people say like, "Hey, we like Trump too. You're not alone in this," they gravitate towards that, and you know they're not as afraid to show their support for him.
And then do you think too, like sometimes I think people will say that out loud, but there's always that person who's in the background who's not quite sure, or they're hanging out with a friend who might, you know, start a fight or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think we saw that in the election because the polls were saying that they were favoring Hillary, but a lot of people that they polled didn't want to admit they were going to vote for Trump.
I mean, you can't really blame them when you're getting assaulted for wearing a Trump shirt in public. It's
Right.
you know, it's probably not a wise thing to wear a Trump shirt in public, unfortunate as that is.
Or
Well,
hat.
like I told you, the day after the election, my husband said, you better take that Trump sticker off your car because that's the riots were starting. And I call them riots because they're not simple protests or demonstrations. Have you guys had any of that on campus? Have you been affected by that at all?
Oh, well, as our good friend Richard Moorhead once said, that the liberals at ASU are actually very low energy. So their riots aren't really, I mean, even their protests are just walking around very slow pace, very low energy.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as it is at other schools, but...
But you got people that, to me, conservatives, when we're protesting something, if you're wearing a hat of the opposite party and you're winning or something, we're not going to come and beat you up or cold cock you because you have a hat on.
Only if George is on cocaine that day.
Whereas if you wear a Trump hat or a Trump shirt, these people are really on the fringe. I mean, they hate. They call us haters. They're the ones that hate. They're the ones that they gang up on people. Like they pull a guy out of his car and beat him up.
I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Just because he was
Crazy.
wearing I think a Trump shirt or something. And he said he voted for Trump.
Are you referring to the one in Chicago?
Yeah.
He actually never said he did vote for Trump, but he never actually did say that he voted for Trump. I think the issue is that he was polling somewhere and he was a Caucasian male, so they automatically assumed he was voting for Trump.
Wow.
But
so
what I'm
that's
trying to say is
worse.
that they're haters. I mean, it shouldn't be that way. I mean, you could be with the Independent Party, the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, the Libertarian Party, but you shouldn't hate. You have a right to protest.
Yeah.
Well, and you can
But
hate.
Just so
Actually,
much
you know what?
division
You
has
can
come out of
No,
this
you can't.
You
election.
can have, if you want to hate somebody, that's fine.
But don't-
But when you
yeah,
have
beat 'em
act
up.
on it,
Yeah.
there are laws. And so these walkouts that they have in the high school, the kids, and you probably don't have walkouts at the college level, but okay, fine. If you want to walk out of school, then you're suspended. There's a rule of law.
There should be
Policy.
consequences.
Yeah, consequences.
But the teachers are fermenting this. The school is fermenting it. So it's like,
Well, that's why I feel like that's one of the reasons why Trump won. The right and conservatives, they're just so sick of this behavior from the left, just the disrespect, walking out of schools, all this stuff, the teachers being totally supportive of that kind of behavior. They're ready for something new and different.
And I wouldn't just say it's just the conservatives. I would say it's even the more moderate Democrats who are tired of these fringe liberals, making them look like a bunch of crybabies.
I think that's a really good point. And, they don't get support like that. And you have to think that many Democrats also had to vote for Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, he did. That's how he won Wisconsin, in Michigan, Pennsylvania.
Independents and moderate Democrats.
Well, the Democratic Party has just shifted so far to the left that for a lot of the population in America, especially in the Midwest, that just does not connect with them. So that's a challenge that they're going to have to face in the next election.
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. And I think the Republican Party, what do you guys think? Now, we are going to, just to tell our listeners out there, we are going to do another hour because we're down to our last minute. So let's keep all these things for the next one. The rebirth of the Republican Party could happen.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 seconds, yay or nay?
Yes.
Yay.
yeah.
Oh, yay.
Like that. I'm very hopeful about that. Okay, so I want everybody to stay tuned for a second hour of the Chips and Salsa Show. We're going to take over for the Rev. The Rev is working tonight, so we're going to fill in for him and keep our guests. We have Kevin Calabrese and also Cody Friedland, Rev Kurji, and they're with the ASU College Republicans. So stay tuned for another hour of the Chips and Salsa Show here with Alice Lara and
Jorge.
stay tuned.